this time, this gentleman tells me to pull over. And then another cop comes to my door and says, "Get out of the car, turn around," and then he handcuffs me. And they throw me in the back of a police car. They come up to me, they say, "Hey, we just care to know if these guns were lawfully registered. Could we check the serials?" And I say, "Sure, I have nothing to hide. You could grab the serials. They're part of the National Registry. These were purchased lawfully." Well, they start ransacking the crap out of my car. I'm talking about they're doing, bomb sniffing dogs. They're going into the actual muffler and doing some kind of swab test. They're going inside the hood of the car. I had 3 luggages in there with clothing, equipment, media equipment, computers, all of that. They go through everything. And guess what? They don't find anything. And it was very obvious what they're trying to find, if there was any meat on those bones, of whatever crazy theory that they had, right?
Interesting, huh? He's been all over the airways. He is letting everybody know, hey, I'm a Trump supporter, and I was not there to do any damage. I was not there to harm anyone. And here's another video of how he spoke.
I'm in California now, and I'm driving up the coast.
Oh, forget that one. I'll have to download it. Hang on a sec, guys. But yeah, he's I don't know. There's a lot going on with this guy. What do you guys think? Do y'all think he's telling the truth? Well, we have the sheriff who actually spoke yesterday after his arrest.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming here today. I am Chad Bianco. I'm the sheriff of Riverside County, and we are obviously here to talk about an incident that occurred.
Can y'all hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear that. You think there's more to the story? Hi, Miss Maddie. I'm glad we had technical difficulties, but we made it.
I figured it out.
There you go. Everybody welcome Maddie. Gravel should be coming in. I don't know. Can you hear that video I just had? Could you hear any sound to it?
Yes.
I can hear. Okay, guys, we're going back to it. Here we go.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming here today. I am Chad Bianco. I'm the sheriff of Riverside County, and we are obviously here to talk about an incident that occurred yesterday at the rally that former President Trump had in Coachella. Yesterday afternoon, before former President Trump arrived to the rally, we made contact with an individual on the inner perimeter of our operation at the rally. As you can imagine, this was a very large event. In regard to previous attempts on the former president's life, this was not something that we were taking lightly. We had a very detailed plan in place on how we were going to keep not only the former president safe, but all of the participants or the attendees of the rally safe. In general terms, I will tell you that we had a larger outside perimeter and then an inside perimeter that was completely controlled by us, by Riverside County Sheriff's deputies, and both of them served different purposes. Only people that were allowed inside the perimeter, the outside perimeter, in a vehicle was if you lived there or if you had documentation that said you were going to this rally. He approached the outside perimeter, gave all indications that he belonged there, that he was a participant that was allowed to get into VIP and to and a press corps, and so he was allowed through that outer perimeter. As he got to the inside perimeter, where deputies were conducting obviously a more thorough evaluation of the vehicles that were coming in, there were many irregularities that popped up. The deputy noticed that the interior of the vehicle was in quite disarray. The vehicle had an obviously fake license plate, and that prompted further investigation from our deputy into why the person was there and what he was doing. During that investigation, the deputy eventually found multiple passports with multiple names, multiple driver's license with different names. The vehicle was unregistered, and the license plate was what we in law enforcement would recognize as one that is homemade and indicative of a group of individuals that claim to be sovereign citizens and assuming the deputy assumes that he was part of that identifying group. So during the investigation, obviously those identification documents were found, in addition to a loaded handgun and a shotgun. Obviously, this was before the former president arrived. The person was taken into custody. He was eventually booked into jail on those charges, and eventually he was released. He will have to further his court case in the future. Right now, we are actively engaged in working with Secret Service and the FBI to ensure that this person is followed up on and all of the information that they can gather. I can tell you that from my perspective, from a state law enforcement agency's perspective, the firearms charges is what we arrested him for and booked him on. Anything further will come from the federal government, and quite frankly, I don't know if we will be a part of that. We will certainly be a part of that investigation and cooperating with them, but those charges, if any, will come from them. They will not come from us.
Okay, Maddie. Truthfully, I couldn't hear a thing from that 4-minute video. Did you hear it okay?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah,
All right,
he wasn't done, but basically he's talking about the guy that did almost a third attempt on Donald Trump, which they believe. However, the other side is saying that the Republicans are making it look like he was trying to be attacked a third time, I'm gathering, from my opinion. But the guy, when you go to, he speaks about this and he says that he's being set up.
what was the cop talking about?
He said
What
that
was,
he had several passports and IDs and all these things in his car. Well, he says that was untrue and that everything that he had was what was sent to him by the Republican Party to be there. But
okay.
so I'm not sure if they're adding the
Well, you could go either way. Okay, let's just go with this for a moment. Let's go with, what if this was a third attempt? Okay. And if this was a third attempt, they caught him before it happened, right? Now, they have to spin this
which
somehow.
is unusual.
Correct. And he's got to he's a registered
All of a sudden, they're
Republican.
catching people.
Yep. And so they caught him, but that could have just been a fluke. I mean, I've been in law enforcement, security. I've done corrections. I've done that for years before I did what I'm doing now. And you may just have the luck of the draw. There just may be that one security officer. There may be that one cop that catches you, you know? And let's just go hypothetically, what if that was the case, that there's just a fluke, someone found him, but he's saying he divulged the information to him, saying, hey, I've got these guns, but then they stop him. Now he's on the airways pushing it out. Now they can spin it a different way. They can use him to make there be doubt in the Republican Party. Oh, the Republicans sent me the invites. The Republicans sent me the passes. I mean, why would they send him a press pass? Was he ever the press? I haven't seen anything to where
he said he wasn't the press, but they sent him a pass to come in, which I didn't understand. So it sounds kind of
it does.
suspicious to me. I just think it's some kind of ploy to make the Republicans look like they're trying to set up their own assassinations attempts. Just, in my opinion,
Because by doing this, by them setting up this doubt and doing this for future, they don't do shit without a plan. For future, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This would make it to where it would be more, if someone did something and it would explain, okay, all these other two were registered Republicans, but they were actually Democrats. They really were. They were just registered in name because we can go on a whole new show with that situation. Um, okay, thanks. Is that you, Grandma Tammy? Y'all throwing me off with the names. I tell you what, I've known you guys for years by a certain name, and out of that. What you heard is that he had a fake VIP passes to get to the rally. See, that's what I'm hearing, but
Right.
let's play his part again that he was
I'm in
on.
California now, and I'm driving up to Coachella, and I have a special pass, which I got an invite from the Nevada Clark County Republican Party, right? And the individual, by the way, is willing to go on the record saying that, and he's really high up in the Nevada Republican Party. He's willing to say that he's the one that got me those passes. It was a special invite. So as I'm driving to the parking lot where the special invitees park, I see a sheriff or somebody wearing a sheriff vest on the side of the road. So I drive up to him and I tell him, just like I do every single time as a common courtesy, look, I have a couple of firearms in the back. I'm certainly not going to take him inside the rally, just letting you know out of common courtesy. Well, this time, this gentleman tells me to pull over. And then another cop comes to my door and says, get out of the car, turn around, and then he handcuffs me. And they throw me in the back of a police car. They come up to me, they say, hey, we just care to know if these guns were lawfully registered. Could we check the serials? And I say, sure, I have nothing to hide. You could grab the serials. They're part of the National Registry. These were purchased lawfully. Well, they start ransacking the crap out of my car. I'm talking about they're doing, bomb sniffing dogs. They're going into the actual muffler and doing some kind of swab test. They're going inside the hood of the car. I had 3 luggages in there with clothing, equipment, media equipment, computers, all that. They go through everything. And guess what? They don't find anything. And it was very obvious what they're trying to find, if there was any meat on those bones of whatever crazy theory that they had, right? But we can't afford
and that's what I'm saying. He has been all over the airwaves trying to spin a totally different narrative. Something doesn't feel right about this. I don't know what it is. Something just does not feel right to me about this. I mean, they call a guy and he's got the weapons and he's like, it's California, and I forgot what was that. I mean, does he live in California? Did he have to drive hours to get to where the destination was? You packed them up that morning. You put them nicely in your car. You knew you were going to California. Okay, now that is a story that just does not sit right with me. It just
No,
doesn't. I mean,
because for one, that's their job as someone security, Secret Service and stuff like that. They are supposed to check everything with a
right.
fine tooth pick, and that's their job. And for him to be all upset about that, he should be grateful that they did that. However, I mean, he's trying to say that this is all bullcrap and he's being set up basically. But I really think something nefarious is going on here. I really do. I think that, they're trying to spin it to where maybe they're going to say, see, it's all been a ploy for him to get reelected. He wants you to have sympathy on him.
Oh, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make this look as though it was as he set it up. That way, the other 2 attempts would be set up to put doubt, because I
Right.
get what they're doing now. Now, here's another video of this. This is outside of him talking about the attempted assassination on Trump. This is him just talking to Alex Jones.
Awakening, but I'm also seeing the issue with the, echo chamber. I'm from Hollywood. I grew up in Hollywood. I have a lot of colleagues that I wish would open their eyes. It's almost like they're trapped within this homogenous system. They're too scared to speak out. Fear is a big thing, and if I could credit you and also President Trump, it's because of people like you that people like me have had the courage, watching President Trump, watching the work that you do, to actually come out of the closet, so to speak, and really fight for the real thing. And, I left a very healthy 6-figure salary in Hollywood. There was a lot of sacrifice in that. And I got to tell you, I've never felt better. I've never felt better because I'm actually feeling like I'm actually following in the footsteps of Jesus Christ, which is my primary goal. This is a battle between good and evil. I would say this is a war between good and evil. We can't afford to lose this war for truth. And so I thank you for being such an inspiration in that process. I'm in California.
I don't
So
believe him.
that is a whole. I have posted it's a whole 30-minute interview that he had with Alex Jones. I just took little excerpts out of it. It's interesting.
How do you have all these setups for interviews? Like all of a sudden, you just got out of jail, supposedly, and you've got all these interviews lined up, all of them.
Something didn't set right. I smell something here. I
Yeah.
smell something bad here. Law enforcement, Secret Service, they're not stupid people. Well, Secret
And why
Service
would you go to O'Reilly
debated.
knowing that he's already had 2 attempts on his life? So why would you bring guns to any event like that at all? And even if you were invited by them, okay, why would
Yeah,
you
I
do
mean,
that? Why
I've
would you
never
do that?
been. I've never been to a Trump rally. So I don't know. Is there no weapons allowed at all? I mean, you go through metal detectors, my guess is. And do you not have, you don't wear any, I mean, people carry, open carry. Does Trump's rallies allow you to do an open
I
carry?
don't think so. I don't think so at all, because they can't have their eyes on everybody, and anybody could have an open carry, and just never know. So they can't take that chance. And
Okay.
so, I mean, like I understand, they have the right to search every inch of him if he looks suspicious at all. That's their job. Um, so for him to say, "Oh, I was just bringing my guns," blah blah blah. I mean, however you want to spin it, dude. You knew damn well if you were invited, one,
hmm
that you should never even think about bringing firearms to O'Reilly with the next president of the United States. What makes you think you can do that? You're not Secret Service, you're not CIA, so therefore you're not local police, you're
Yeah,
nothing.
but he acts as though he's been to multiple rallies. He's been to them before. He's even stated that as such. And he said, "I've got them. They're in the car. They're there. I'm carrying it." Okay, I understand you carrying, and it's one person in the car. You carry your sidearm, your side firearm, and okay, we placed it in a box. We placed it somewhere safe in the car. We put it in the trunk. But he had multiple guns.
Yeah.
Multiple guns.
And
And
then he
what was
wants to play the God card. That's what
and they were
God.
loaded.
And I'm
Loaded.
like, really? We're gonna play like, this is all for one, all good, and I believe in my
Well,
God and blah blah blah. Give me a break, okay? This that's just too much icing on the cake. And I'm not
well,
saying, you're proven innocent until you're guilty. However, I mean, I just think it's suspicious when you've got all these interviews lined up all of a sudden, just randomly. Like I've seen him everywhere, like all over the place, and he's just playing this narrative that he's set up. And
well,
you
I
know,
could see where the interview thing would be set up because he first initially did his own like little personal video live and put it out there. And I
yeah,
could see where these media outlets would be hammering him at this point, especially the lefts.
right.
I could see where they would be hammering him hard
But
to
they're
get
not.
the
They're not.
information.
You don't even see them having an interview with him.
Oh, it's
Kamala would have
coming.
been first place over there. What happened?
Yeah, but his guns were loaded. Why have loaded weapons? And
Yeah,
then, he's from Hollywood. What did he do in Hollywood? Six figure. And isn't he from Ukraine as well?
I thought. Yeah. So it to me it just it doesn't sit well with me.
I agree, Robin. I don't believe a word he says either. And I'm all for trying to Let's see. Angry Bird says, first question is, why would you be bringing the firearm to the rally? Are you some kind of police detail, Secret
Exactly.
Service, law enforcement? What is the reason why
Exactly.
you would be wanting to bring firearms? Yeah, and the question is, okay, this is a huge question, and he's acting like it. Where did you drive from, dude? Where did you drive from?
Did you
How
try out the
far?
Poco Top?
Yeah, did he live down the road? Did he and he's like, you know, he didn't live in California, so he drove because he said, I forgot about it being California where I was going. I
Oh,
believe this was an attempted, allegedly,
yeah.
I'll say that. I believe this was an attempted assassination on Trump that was stopped.
Right.
And now
Now
they
they're trying
have
to
to
spin it.
spin it.
Right.
They thought, you know what? He got caught, so let's spin it. Let's do this. Or what if this is the whole plan the whole time? Because he voluntarily said, hey, I've got weapons. I wish we could find, I want to see the video camera. We're going to see what he's saying. What he said, I guarantee you, is exactly how it went down.
And how
Because
do you
they
get
knew
out on bail? How do you get out on bail from trying? You may or may not be a threat to the next president of the United States. How do you get out on bail so fast?
good
Like,
question.
that was fast.
And it is a Ukraine link. I mean,
Mhm.
Ukraine, who is this guy? And he's just voluntarily coming out and just speaking up and telling all of his information and saying, hey, it wasn't, I didn't. I had my weapons with me. Dude, something just smells wrong. Yeah, very sketchy, Robin. Very sketchy. Everyone, please like, follow, and share. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, something's not right. California lets everyone walk. You're right. They do. They do. California does let everyone.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So that's probably why he got out. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of this to unfold. Um,
They probably shook his
his
hand.
his history.
Welcome to California.
Well, he said that. Okay, now he just said he's from Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. We say Hollyweird, but
Mm.
he's from Hollywood. He gave up a six figure. You know the freaking well, he knew. He knew the laws for this. This is a narrative they're trying to spin that it was a setup. That's what this is. It
And
was
if
he
he's
wasn't able to
innocent,
do
I
it.
apologize ahead of time, but I don't believe it.
I mean, okay, let's go there. He could be innocent. He could be totally innocent from this whole entire thing. And it could be a situation to where, yeah, I had him. I forgot it was California. I haven't been to California in God knows how long. RNC sent me this. See how they're trying to set it up. And he's like, I can show you proof where I got it. Well, I mean, he says he's got the proof. I can show you this. So are they painting a picture that it was a setup? You see what I'm saying? So this is something. I mean, there's people on it. There's people that things are going to happen. People are going to have things, and they're going to be questioned and be arrested or whatever. And maybe it was just blown out of proportion. Maybe they've added things because we do know stories get shit added to them. And so if
Or it'll
it's
be
possible,
lost in space news. It'll disappear. Fall off the radar like
ain't
we're
that the
all,
truth?
you know.
Oh, I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. Well, here's just a 5-second clip to tell you, Kamala's having a rally right now. She's having her rally.
Oh.
I can't believe this woman. I just can't believe this woman. Um, let's see if she,
That he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies.
did you hear what she said? He would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political.
See? You see? They're already using it. Already. Damn, they're fast. They already heard
Oh my
that.
God.
They sure don't hear anything about Trump, though. I mean,
Right. Everyone is not
from
able to fit the venue.
if there's some kind of garbage on Kamala, you don't hear about that for who knows if you'll ever hear about that, because freedom of speech apparently doesn't exist anymore. First Amendment,
Apparently not. I'm trying to
The
download a
United States.
video. Okay, we've got Circle Back Jen as soon as I get it downloaded. Um, she is going into this political, just what Kamala had to talk about weaponizing. You know, if he gets in, he's coming after him. He's coming after him. Well, they had a little talk about it a little bit ago, um, and they really believe, you know, they're spinning it in different directions. Of course, they would. I don't think they could ever spew the truth out of their mouth, not one time. I think that would be too much to ask for,
Yeah.
is to have the truth given. But no, it doesn't happen. It's loading. I have the crappiest internet. I swear I do. Crappiest internet there is.
Well, from
Well,
now
we're waiting on that.
on,
Well, let's.
iPhone, you have to download the app for. So
Oh,
that's what
okay.
mine
That's probably
was.
why it took forever. Well, let's watch this video. Quentin decided, you know, you got to be careful where you're at all times if you're in the public eye. You really got to be careful because there's a camera on your ass 24/7.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our populations up, so we need immigrants that have been vetted to do work, there wouldn't be a problem. And he couldn't keep people all torn up and upset.
Yeah, there's
I
a hot
agree.
mic.
I agree 100%.
There was a hot mic movement there for him.
Girlfriend?
They should have been vetted. Yeah, they all should have been vetted. And now he's saying that, you know,
Good
Americans
friends with
aren't
my
making enough.
girlfriend.
They're not making enough babies. They're
I-
just not making enough
And
babies.
that's true too, because if we don't have the population to do the jobs that we have in America,
Well, no, what we got is we have a government that's giving people money and things, and I'm all for helping people out if they're having a
right.
hard time. I myself, with my children
But
growing up, I had
America
to
first.
get food stamps and do that, but I worked as well.
Right.
And that's the thing. There's so many people on the left that depend on our government, which is what the government wants to do. They want to keep you overweight, lazy, and that's why they don't do the jobs. Because if you quit putting the bullshit in our food and giving out just stupid shit that makes you gain weight constantly,
All
and
pharma.
and if you would make food that was healthy cheaper, I
Yeah.
mean, people might eat better, but you make the most highest calories, fat containing foods, and you put GMOs in it. You do all kinds of shit to our food, and you expect people to work because you keep them sick. Big Pharma keeps getting richer, and the American people keep getting sicker. It's just a never-ending cycle. It's never ending, and that's all they
And,
want to
and
do is keep you
the
down.
junk that they put in vaccines alone is ridiculous. I've never even heard of such a mess. Thankfully, my daughter, she only gave my granddaughter the K shot, which I guess coagulates the blood in your cells.
That's what my daughter did. They,
Mhm.
my son as well. They said no to all the other stuff, but the vitamin K. She searched high and low to get the vitamin K drops, but
Yeah.
you can't find them anywhere. So she had to get the vitamin K shot for her. But no, they don't have anything else. Okay, the video's ready.
Out there, I really have enjoyed it. But that aside, we got to talk about what's happening right now. So, what I just showed a clip from Harris. It was pretty tough what she said yesterday. You've said you want to see more of that or things like that. What do you think of what she said, and what do you want to see more of?
I liked it a lot. Just think of what we learned in the last 48 hours. We had General Flynn say that the gates of hell are going to rain on Trump's enemies when he wins. We had General Milley say that he's a fascist to his core. We heard Trump on Fox this morning said he was going to use the military to round up his political enemies. Trump has announced that he will be giving a speech at Madison Square Garden on October the 27th. Please Google Madison Square Garden, February the 10th, 1939, and see what happened there. They are telling you exactly what they're going to do. They're telling you we're going to institute a fascist regime, and the press and all the Alan Dershowitz wannabes out there, but James, she should have gone to the Al Smith dinner, really. She doesn't do enough long-form interviews. Now, I'm so sick of these people. The entire Constitution is in jeopardy. The Supreme Court and Clarence Thomas have totally green-lighted the idea that you could use the military to round up your political enemies. And the whole, I am fair and more truth-teller than anybody else, caucus is making a giant fool of itself right now.
We love the truth-telling. Listen, I don't think anybody should go to the Al Smith dinner ever, so I'm happy to go to on the record on that one. But I do want to play, you just mentioned this Fox clip from this morning, and I think it's so important for people to see what Trump is saying. People may not have seen this, so let's just play it just to make sure people see it.
In terms of election day, I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
I mean, he's essentially, to your point, saying the military should be used. And this is, again, he's telling us what he wants to do. This is not us making it up. But the thing I wanted to ask you about, I mean, you know better than anybody, there are kind of seasons in campaigns and messaging. And you and I talked this summer, I remember, when it was kind of in the stage post the Harris taking over the nomination, right around when Walz was picked, where there was this shift to painting Trump and his acolytes as weird, right? Not scaring people. But now it seems like you're saying we should go back to scaring people because that's what they need to hear. Is that what they need in this moment? Or how do you explain the shift, do you think?
Well, yeah, first of all, my wife and I spoke at the Al Smith, I think 2010. So
well, that's okay.
Really good people. That's okay.
They're good people, but candidates don't need to do it a few weeks before the election.
I did not realize when I said that he would actually go on television and say, I'm going to use the military to round up my political enemies. When I said that, General Flynn, who's going to be very senior in this administration, didn't say that the gates of hell will rain on my political enemies. When I said that, I didn't know that he was going to schedule a rally at Madison Square Garden to mimic the Nazi rally of 10 February 1939. So they're telling you. And by the way, if they win, they're going to correctly say, we told you in the election what we were going to do, and you voted for us. You have green-lighted the whole thing. And if we don't tell people about that, if these young black men, how do you think they're going to do? If you're a young black male and Trump inspired army roundup of people, how well do you think you're going to do in that? Do you think you got nothing to lose? How about looking at American history for one time and see what can happen here? And they are telling you, we're not making this up. This is not, we can be fact-checked by anybody. They have promised military roundup. They've promised the gates of hell will rain on the enemies. The Supreme Court has green-lighted it. They were asked a question, if a Navy SEAL is ordered to assassinate a political enemy, the president can't be, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just part of his job. They are telling you they're doing all of this. Pay attention.
You're full of shit, dude. Circle back.
Oh my gosh.
Again, full of shit. He is doing a rally at Madison Square Garden because, hello, that's where he should do one. It's getting close to the election. He should do one. You guys want to spin a narrative of that, and then you had to play the race card in there to try to put fear and lies. You guys are scared as shit. If you have done nothing wrong in America, in our systems, you have nothing to worry about. But if you have, and you have done the American people wrong, and you have been a part of this corruption, you're damn right. they're gonna rain fire down on you. That's
And
damn right, because the American people have paid the price for the last 4 years almost, and we're sick and tired of paying the price. It is time that justice is served. Simple as that. If you have done nothing wrong, then you have nothing to hide. You
well,
won't be
I'm
arrested.
telling
You won't be
you,
bothered.
want to talk
But if
about
you've done it,
Constitution? Uh, um, what about the freedom of speech? Number one. What about the right to bear arms? Number two.
mhm,
Because I heard you were putting allegedly money away to do a buyback program. And then after that, and you caused so much chaos in the world, which is allegedly, I think you got planned, that you're going to put points at every one of your your blue states that you're housing all these criminals in and illegal, undocumented illegals. The plan is, I allegedly believe, I think that they're going to close the border. They're going to stop funding them. And it's going to be a free fall for American people. Get what you can get. That's all you're going to get. And they're going to start breaking into houses. You want to talk about scared? You want to talk about democracy? You want to talk about, you better wake up, America, because you're about to be unplugged. You're about to lose everything because of them. They man-made storms, killed lots of people in the Appalachian Mountains, allegedly.
mhm.
And you're over here talking about what he might do to America. We've already
Well,
seen
they're
what he's done
scared
to
because
America.
they've done so much wrong that they're terrified. And this is their way of trying to spin it. They haven't been able to assassinate him. The man just, I'm sure they're probably thinking, God, we'll get the best of the best, and they couldn't even do it, or because there was a sniper. I believe there was a sniper on that water tower. I'm
Oh
sorry. I
yeah,
believe he was a goat. I believe Cooks was a goat.
yeah.
I believe, period,
Well,
all of
that's
them.
what they just take so long to do what they did
Well,
to
no, they
walk.
won't turn nothing over. They're
No,
hiding. They know what they've
the
done wrong. They
American
know
people
that,
should have the right to see all of it.
and
To
there
see,
will be negligence on their end, on their part, and they don't want that to be shown. They just can't handle that. Sounds like somebody's scared. It does, Robin. Um, sounds absolutely like someone's scared. I'm fixing to switch
then
YouTube
they have all
over.
these hearings, and you get nothing.